We welcome everyone today to the beautiful Harrison High School as we have a baseball game between the visiting Indian Hill Braves and the home team, the Harrison Wildcats. Indian Hill enters this thing at 9-1, where Harrison sits at 5-3. The Braves come into this undefeated 7-0 in the Cincinnati Hills League. And Harrison, of course, not currently in a conference. Vibes are high as we're getting ready to start today. Xander Luz is going to take the mound first for the Wildcats. Luz, a junior, has pitched in 8 games so far this year. 12 innings pitched, 14 Ks and 2 saves. Also posting a 1.167 ERA. Up first to bat for the Braves, we're looking at Devlin Daniel, a junior. He will be ready to go here in a few seconds. And it seems we are about ready to get underway here at Harrison High School today. The Wildcats will meet on the mound before Luz delivers his first offering of the evening. This will be the 33rd at-bat of the season for Daniels. 12 hits in those 32 prior. Luz is going to prepare and deliver the first pitch, which is outside for ball 1 on Daniels. Pitch number 2. Hit by Daniels into the infield. Corralled by third. Does Daniels beat out the throw? He does, and that will be a base hit for Daniels here. Get a better look at that here. Nice little check swing that turns into a base hit. Just a second to corral it, and that's all he needs to beat it out. Batting now for the Braves, we have another junior, Dylan Hartman. Hartman batting .345 thus far on the season. Luz goes in there high again. Count 2-0 now on Hartman. Luz will prepare here. Third offering. Low and outside again. That's going to be a 3-0 count on Dylan Hartman. Devlin Daniel on first. Preparing for the 3-0 pitch. That's going to be high, and that will be the first walk of the game. Hartman draws it. Xander Luz through 2 batters has allowed a hit and a walk. Coming up next here for Indian Hill, we'll see Ashton Graham. Graham is a senior for the Braves this season. And that will be in there for strike 1. Luz now on the 0-1 count. Called outside. We'll sit 1-1. Graham batting .385 this season. Luz will step off, gather himself as he faces his 3rd Brave of the first. That ball is also going to be just high above the zone. 2-1 count now on Graham. We'll see this 8 RBIs for Ashton so far this season, 11 runs. And he'll take another low pitch inside. 3-1. Braves have runners out there on second and first already. Luz checks, throws, and delivers low and outside. That's going to be his 2nd consecutive walk, as Ashton Graham has some good hustle getting out there. Bases are now loaded here as Brady Drost comes up, fourth Brave we've seen early on in this ball game. And that will be in there for strike one. Xander Lewis trying to work his way out of a tough spot here early on. That second pitch will be in for strike two. Lewis with some room to work now. 0-2 count on the junior. And that ball is smacked out into the outfield. Will it stay in play? It does not. Trost will stay alive, and the runners will return to their base for yet another 0-2 pitch. Brady thus far this season has 4 hits, 3 of which were extra base hits, actually, 9 RBIs. It's batted .222 so far. Another 0-2. It'll be high. Trost holds, 1-2 count. This repairs the 1-2. Hit. Does it get through? Crowded second, a double play. And he is out. That's a double play here for the Wildcats. Way to work out of what could have been a rough situation. 2 down now. Get another look here. Solid contact made on that ball, but tremendous play by the shortstop and good turnaround by your second baseman. And another strike here early as Lewis is seeming to find his momentum against Max Hardy. Oh, 1 count on senior Max Hardy. Lewis taking his time now, throws. And throws a bit low there for Hardy, 1-1. That one low as well. Or I'm sorry, in 1-2 count here. Hardy with a .368 average. Ball's hit, will bounce foul. We still have a runner in scoring position, Dylan Hartman. Second batter of the game for the Braves. Daniels led off. Hardy facing the 1-2 count. One more out necessary here. And they'll call that outside. We're tied up at 2s. Lewis steps off, looks out to the dugout. 2-2 count. Just one more out needed to get out of the inning. Coming off of that great double play. Lewis loads, fires, gets him swinging. And that is his first strikeout of the day. Harrison only allows 1 after having the bases loaded. We'll be back here in a second on ICRC-TV. Welcome back into Harrison High School. Indian Hill on top, 1-0 after the top of the first. Had the bases juiced for a second, but after some good pitching and field work from the Braves, or I'm sorry, the Wildcats, they were able to work out of it, allowing just the 1 run. Devlin Daniels will be the starter today for the Braves. Funny enough, he also led off and scored that 1 run. Xander Luz was on the plate in the top of the inning. He allowed 1 hit, had 2 walks, and had that ending inning strikeout. Daniels, thus far this year as a pitcher, he's appeared in 2 games, 6 innings pitched, has a win and 12 strikeouts in those 6 innings. He's allowed 0 earned runs so far. We'll see what this Harrison team can do to him. As far as Harrison's batting goes, it appears that we will have number 12, Tucker Ward, lead off. Ward is a junior. Walking out to Mr. Brightside, which, of course, all-time classic. Ward will step into the batter's box for his first appearance today. Ward is averaging an incredible .458 through his 22 games this season. And he'll swing and miss at the first pitch offered by Daniels, strike 1. Ball low for ball 2. Our count sits at 1-1. Great contact made by Ward. Getting under it in the outfield are the Braves. That will be out number 1. Daniels puts his first away. Another batter up now for Harrison. Sees the first pitch low, lets it go by for ball 1. Very impressive start pitching for Devlin Daniels this season in the Braves 7-0 start in the CHL. Daniels puts that one in the zone for strike 1, ties the count up. Got David Baldock now up to bat. That will be high and outside. 2-1 count. Daniels offers 2-1. Low and past the catcher, no one on base. Doesn't mean anything. 3-1 count now for Baldock. Baldock loads in the lefty, prepared for the righty's pitch. Swings and misses. Our count is full. Hope to see some great work today. The full count pitch tipped into the catcher's glove. That is 2 down. Drew Baker now coming up. And, you know, the game isn't all about the walk-up songs, but so far, Harrison with some great choices. Poisoned by Belle Biv DeVoe. And that's in for strike 1. Daniels on his third batter. He'll hold. 1-1 count. Swing, miss. And strike 2. And one thing about Daniels here, he's not giving you much time to stay set. He gets the ball back and he's going to give it right out. Bit of a different strategy than what Xander Luz was showing us in the top of the inning. 1-2 count, 2 outs down here in the bottom of the first. Good contact made going in to the outfield. Under it is Indian Hill. And that will be it for the first inning. The Braves on top 1-0 as Devlin Daniels sees 3 and puts 3 down. We'll be back real soon on ICRC-TV.
First item of business is a presentation, which is a swearing in of a new officer.
A Freestone Mayor with Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas.
Himself inside the tent. Touchdown, Marymount.
From the top of the key, Anna Harbor ties the score.
Back as the music is blaring at the top of the second inning. Indian Hill on top 1-0 over the home Harrison Wildcats. Xander Lewis will get back on the mound for his second inning of work today. In the first inning, he allowed a hit, had 2 walks, and of course had that ending strikeout. Indian Hill looks to build on the offense they started in the top of the first, got through 5. A double play prematurely ended the inning. We'll see senior Noah Kaufman come up now, 6th in the lineup. Kaufman batting .167 this season through 8 games. Lewis will prepare. His first pitch of the inning is hit up high, and it will go foul, but caught foul. Quick defensive play there for the fly out. One pitch thrown, 1 out for Xander Lewis this inning. He'll face his second batter and be just high. Now battling against Andrew Kopfer. Lewis' second offering to Kopfer is in for strike 1, 1-1 count. Kopfer swings and misses. 1-2 count. Lewis looking to get a quick second out here in the top of the second. That pitch, swing, and a miss drop by the catcher. And he'll be out anyway. K number 2 for Xander Lewis. Now third up here for Indian Hill in the inning, Ben Sickle. Sickle watches the first one in past him. A 111 average on the season for him. 1 hit, 9 at-bats. That ball in the dirt. 1-1 count. Almost fully through the order now for Indian Hill. That ball will be outside. Good eye from Sitchell. Senior catcher faces a 2-1 count. Xander Lewis raises, prepares, and has it outside. 3-1 count. Sitchell with some room to work. Swing and a miss. We'll have a full count here now on Sitchell. Lou's looking for his second consecutive strikeout and to put down his third runner. Good contact made, fielded by second, and a quick, easy out there for Harrison. A quick 3 and an easy 3. We'll be back at the bottom of the second. Indian Hill on top 1-0 on ICRC-TV.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Deep left field.
Welcome to another edition of What's Going Down the Dale.
Welcome. You're listening to the Human Resource.
Yeah, well, does he fight?
Now we're back here for the bottom of the second inning after 2 straight sides of 3 up, 3 down. Devlin Daniels will return to the mound as Indian Hill is on top 1-0 over the home team Harrison Wildcats. We've got some coach meeting right now with the umpire. Before we get things going, we'll have a meeting on the mound before Kyle Davidson will take the plate. Once again, man, I'm telling you, they've got great walk-up songs here at Harrison. Kyle Davidson walking up the temperature by Sean Paul. Davidson now preparing to see his first pitch of the day from Daniels. And he makes strong contact with it. It's going out into the outfield. No good as the right fielder's right under it for a quick fly out to begin the inning, much like how Xander Lou's begun the last inning for Harrison.
Now batting number 0, Cameron Enneking.
Cameron Enneking coming up now, the senior. Enneking had a 158 average last season and fouls his first offering off into the fence, strike 1. Enneking preparing to receive his second offering from Daniels. He holds, and that will be strike 2. Devlin Daniels, 12 Ks entering the game today, yet to get one so far. I spoke too soon. That will be strike 3. And Daniels puts down the second Wildcat of the inning. See a different angle of it here. Just holds too much, and that is strike number 3. Great contact, and that will get through for a base hit. Harrison with their first hit of the game.
Now batting number 5, Derek Stigler.
Derek Stigler will come up next. 2 outs still down here in the bottom of the second. Solid contact made there, but the forced out at 2 will do it. 1 hit for the Wildcats, but no runs scored. We remain Indian Hill on top 1-0 as we head to the top of the third on ICRC-TV.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Back here at the top of the third inning at Harrison High School. Broke up the strategy there of 3 up, 3 down as Harrison was able to land a hit, but not before the next batter was forced out at second base. Indian Hill still up 1-0. Xander Luz remains on base. On the mound for his third inning of work. Indian Hill, solid contact as that will be fouled off for strike number 1. Aiden Kincaid, the senior, rounding out this lineup for the Braves. Contact again into the infield. Corralled at second and out at first. Another quick and easy out for Xander Luz. We will return to the top of the order now. Daniels is responsible for that one and only run scored in the game so far. Obviously, he's been great on the mound. And he will take a strike to begin his second out at bat of the afternoon. The beginning of the order, very explosive for Indian Hill to start. He'll be hit by that pitch. Reaching base for the second time. You can just get another angle of that. Ooh. Right in the torso. That does not look comfortable as we'll see Dylan Hartman come up for his second attempt today. Luz throws high. Hartman was walked in his last at-bat. Luckily for him, not hit by the pitch. Just saw 4 balls. Luz checks on Daniels. And no good. Second pitch to Hartman is fouled off into the fence, 1-1 count. In the top of the third here so far, 2 strikeouts and 2 walks for Xander Luz. Good contact, that ball will get through for a base hit. Daniels holds at 2. And both runners will be safe. Good solid single there from Dylan Hartman. Way to hit it right in the gap to place runners on first and second, starting much like the first inning did for Indian Hill. Ashton Graham now for the second time. Mashes that ball into the outfield. Diving catch is made. Keeps both Braves where they should be. Great play out there by Kyle Davidson. Brady Drost now up. And he swings. Tees off, same spot. And Davidson will bring that in. 2 get on, but no get home. The Wildcats get out of it. Again, we'll head to the bottom of the third. You're watching ICRC-TV. ICRC-TV.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
And we're going to bring you back into that diving catch made for the second out of the top of the third. Great hustle play from Kyle Davidson that really saved a lot of runs there. It looked like the Braves were building some momentum in the top of that inning. That catch really put an end to it as the very next pitch resulted in a flyout for Brady Drost. Devlin Daniels still on the mound for the third inning. We saw him get hit by a pitch but reach base for the second time in this ball game in the top of the frame. We will see the remainder of the Wildcats lineup before we return to Tucker Ward, the leadoff hitter, at least in the rest of this inning.
Now batting number 1, Mitchell Mercurio.
Mitchell Mercurio is our leadoff batter this inning. Mercurio batting .321 last season. And Daniels will be outside for his first pitch to him. Daniels up 1-0. And he will get a swing and miss from Mercurio. That ball low and outside for ball 2. 2-1 count. Daniels still just the one strikeout so far. Once again entering the day with 12. Get another swing and a miss. We're tied up 2-2. 0 outs here in the bottom of the third. Mitchell Mercurio with a 2-2 count. Swings and misses, put down by Devlin Daniels for his second K of the night.
Now batting number 22, Eli Kaufman.
And Eli Kaufman comes up to round out the lineup for the Wildcats. Another great walk-up song, Eli Kaufman. And that is outside. 1-0 count here. Devlin Daniels in there for strike one. His 1-1 pitch is high, but with a swing, and that will be a strikeout.
Now batting number 12, Tucker Ward.
Here we are back up now to the top of the order. Tucker Ward up for the second time. Low there to Ward for ball one. Swing and a miss. 1-1 count. Daniels struck out both batters he's seen so far. the senior shortstop. Swings and misses there again. 1-2 count. Can Daniels strike out all 3 Wildcats he sees here in the bottom of the 3rd? Ball is high and inside. We'll have a 2-2 count now. Way in the dirt to have a full count here in the bottom of the 3rd. 2 outs. 3-2. Devlin Daniels looking for his 3rd K. And he will get it. Sees 3 and strikes out 3. Indian Hill still on top 1-0 as we'll head to the top of the 4th. You're watching ICRC-TV.
First item of business is a presentation, which is a swearing in of a new officer.
A Frisson Mayor with Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas. Brings it himself inside the 10. Touchdown, Marymount.
From the top of the key, Anna Habra ties the score.
Welcome back to Harrison High School. Indian Hill still leading the Harrison Wildcats 1-0. Devlin Daniels struck out 3 Wildcats there in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We'll see Xander Luz remain out there on the mound for Harrison, also having a productive day himself. Thus far, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, only 1 hit allowed. As Indian Hill will show bunt. That is Max Hardy. He was struck out the first time we saw him in the 1st inning. Watches that one go by for a 2nd ball. Xander Luce delivers. Popped up high and foul. And easily getting under it is your 3rd baseman, Drew Baker. That's 1 out. Get another look at that amazingly vertical ball right on the line and caught. Luce has 1 down. We'll see Noah Kaufman up for the 2nd time. And he'll watch his first pitch go in for strike 1. And that will be outside for ball number 1 on Noah Kaufman. Saw him fly out the last time we saw him. That will be in for strike number 2. Kaufman faces 2-1 count now, the senior. He will watch that go by 2-2. Kaufman with 1 hit, 1 RBI so far on the season. Xander Luce will prepare. Throw. Good contact made. Corralled by short. Thrown and caught. For the 6-3 out. 2 down here for Harrison. Great catch and ability to turn around, make that throw. It's Tucker Ward. Andrew Kopfer now up for the 2nd time. He stings it out into center field, and the catch is not made. Just barely off the glove of Kyle Davidson, and he will be in safely for a double. Kopfer, who struck out in the second inning with the first extra base hit of the day. Just barely off the glove of Davidson. See Ben Sitchell now coming up for the second time today. The last time we saw him was a ground out. That'll be outside for ball one. Two outs down in the inning for Xander Luce. That'll be outside for ball two. Luce with a very respectable performance thus far. Ball's dropped by the catcher, but not enough for Kopfer to attempt going third. Luce now prepares, delivers, and is in there for strike number one. Looking at a 3-1 count. He makes contact with it, corralled by the third baseman, and out once again. A slight scare from Indian Hill, but not enough to actually do any damage. Still just a 1-0 game as we head to the bottom of the fourth. This is ICRC-TV.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Another shot of Devlin Daniels here as he also begins his fourth shift on the mound this afternoon. Just one hit allowed, struck out all three batters in the last inning, puts him at 4 on the day as he enters the fourth inning, up 1-0 against the Harrison Wildcats. Due up for Harrison is Drew Baker, Kyle Davidson, and Cameron Enneking. As we are just about ready to get things underway here in the bottom of the fourth. Oh, that's confusion by me, I apologize. David Baldock is up first and then will be followed by Drew Baker and Kyle Davidson.
Now batting number 7, David Baldock.
Baldock with a ground out the first time we saw him in the bottom of the first inning. Daniels has certainly started to heat up since then. The lefty versus the righty here. And he pounds it through for a base hit. Great contact there from Baldock.
Now batting number 13, Drew Baker.
Drew Baker with a teammate now on base to work with. And just a great spot for that ball to slide through. Drew Baker, who flew out in the bottom of the first. We'll watch one through for ball one. Baker prepares for the second pitch. And he will take time. McDaniels wait a little bit, think about what he's got to do. No outs here in the bottom of the fourth. And ball's high for ball number 2. A 2-0 count to the third baseman. And that will be in for strike 1. 2-1 count here. Daniels looking to continue much of what he was doing in the bottom of the final inning. Slowing his cadence down a bit as that is fouled off. We're at a 2-2 count. Baker has his teammate Baldock out there on first. Two count. The pickoff is unsuccessful. Sometimes, you know, you just got to keep David Baldock honest. Still 2-2. And low in the dirt. 3-0. The steal is unsuccessful. Caught stealing is David Baldock. Not before our count reaches a full number here, 3-2. And that is high, hits the helmet actually of Drew Baker. I'm not sure if we caught that sound on the camera, but wow. A hit by pitch. We'll see this again, just up there, bounces right off the helmet. Good resilience there from Drew Baker to advance to first. 1 out down after Baldock was caught stealing. We'll see Kyle Davidson, the player who made that awesome diving catch in the bottom of the second, the top of the second, excuse me. And that is in there for strike 1. We saw Davidson fly out in the top of the second, the bottom of the second, the last time we saw him. Swing and a miss. Attempt to get Baker at first is unsuccessful, but we have an 0-2 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Daniels 4 Ks up to this point. And that's fouled. He'll stay alive. Since the top of the first here, we haven't really seen much offense going on, not consistently at least. Some consistent pitching great here from Devlin Daniels and Xander Luce. Here we sit though now, 0-2, 1 out down here in the bottom of the fourth. Daniels goes to pick off again, is no good. Now we will see this 0-2 pitch. Below, good hold there by Davidson. 1-2. Daniels now the 1-2 dealing. In the dirt. 2-2 count keeps Drew Baker where he is. But yeah, very something interesting to note here. Daniels taking more time in between each pitch than the first 2 innings. Right, did not take much time in between any pitches. Fakes the pickoff again. Drew Baker's going to go right back out and take that lead. You're not going to scare him. 2-2. And that ball is cracked up into right field, under and caught for out 2. Cameron Enneking now up with 2 outs. Just another angle of what we just saw. Good hustle to get under that is Max Hardy. Enneking struck out in the bottom of the 2nd. And we'll watch one low in his first offering. Start out up, 1-0 in the count. Daniels decides, goes for the pickoff again, no good. I just don't think you're gonna get him, but keep trying if you must. 1-0, well hit ball. Will just drop right in center field for out 3. After a long bottom of the 4th. No fruit for the Harrison Wildcats. Indian Hill still on top 1-0. We'll be back for the top of the 5th on ICRC-TV.
All right, our first item of business is a presentation, which is a swearing in of a new officer.
A Frise-on Mare with Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas. Brings it himself inside the 10. Touchdown, Marymount.
From the top of the key, Anna Habra ties the score.
We are 4 innings through here at Harrison High School. Still just 1 run posted. That was Devlin Daniels in the top of the 1st inning. Since then, really a great pitching battle going on as Xander Luce remains on the mound for the top of the 5th inning here. Harrison looking to him to just keep doing what he's been doing, honestly. Retiring the Braves and just give the offense a chance to put some points on the board. We will pick up here with Aiden Kincaid at the bottom of the order for Indian Hill. He'll be followed by the pitcher Devlin Daniels and then Dylan Hartman here in the top of the 5th inning. Luce through 4 has 2 Ks, 2 walks, and both of those came in the 1st and 2nd inning. So a lot of field work done since then. He'll look to return to his K-ing ways, as they say. Aiden Kincaid now up, preparing himself, staring down the mound visit. Senior infielder for this Braves team, sitting at 7-0 in Cincinnati Hills League Conference play. Harrison, I believe, still searching for or yet to announce the conference they will be moving to, as Luce will deliver strike 1 here to begin the inning. Time is taken by somewhere that's kind of out of my view here. Everyone's turning to look up the first base line. Ball came onto the field down the right field line. They'll just take a quick pause. Kincaid still ready, down 0-1 here, top of the 5th. Make that 0-2. 2 consecutive strong pitches down the middle for Xander Luce. 0-2 count early here. Down make that 1-2. The offering is popped up and fouled out into the parking lot. Hit the curb. That was kind of a fun bounce to watch, actually. He will stay alive here. We stay here 1-2 in the top of the 5th. No outs down. Ball hit foul again, this time up the first baseline. Kincaid grounded out to second the last time we saw him. This time will not be the same, as that ball will get down in right field for a base hit. Aiden Kincaid starts the inning off right for Indian Hill. Great spot right on the line there. Making it real hard for this Wildcat defense as we do return to the top of the inning. Devlin Daniels for the 3rd time. That ball is popped up high again. And not making the catch is the 3rd baseman, but you'll have the forced out at second as Aiden Kincaid was not ready for that to happen. As Daniels will reach on the air. And not caught there by third. Could be an intentional drop by Drew Baker, knowing he could get the forced out at second. The next pitch will be high. Dylan Hartman will see his second. That one being low for ball 2. Oh, 2 count, or 2-1 count, I apologize. That ball popped up foul again. This one out of play. But good for strike 1. Xander Luce with the 1 out now down here in the top of the 5th. 2-1 count. Indian Hill still up 1-0. Another ball outside. 3-1 now. Daniels on first base. Reached off the air. And that ball thrown lightly but allowed to be launched out there to Kyle Davidson. Great catch. And Daniels will be back at first safely. Hartman, solid contact on that ball, but just straight out there to Davidson. Great overhead catch by him. 2 down now. Ashton Graham up for the 3rd time. You'll see that one be just high. Graham reached on the first on a walk, but flew out the next time we saw him in the top of the 3rd. Pickoff attempt at Devlin Daniels. Nice little thumbs up and point. Game recognizes game. Daniels worked his best to pick off Drew Baker there in the bottom of the last inning. 2-0 now after that last one to Ashton Graham. Contact made but fouled. Strike 1. 2-1 here in the top of the 5th. 2 outs down. Harrison close to getting out of yet another inning, giving that offense a chance to put one on the board. In for strike 2. Two count now. Xander Luce just 1 pitch away from ending his 5th inning of work. Daniels stole second. They call the balk. He'll advance to third. Luce says, my bad. A little bit of tempting done by Daniels. We saw him bouncing back and forth there. See, just some footwork. He knew what was going to happen. He got him. Stole to second, got to third. That will be down in the outfield. Daniels will easily come home and score his second run of the day, and the Braves' second run of the day as well. That base hit by Ashton Graham is his first hit. So we'll take another look at it. Great spot, nothing you can do about it. 2-0 now, still 2 outs. It's in for strike one on Brady Drost. Another pickoff attempt by Luce. Drost we saw hit into that double play in the top of the first that ended what looked like it could have been something getting out of hand really early on in the game. Then he flew out the last time we saw him. Whole swing and miss there. A steal attempt to second, and they got him. Harrison once again gets out of it. Indian Hill puts one on the board, up 2-0. As we'll head to the bottom of the fifth. Just one more look. Good catch and tag. Indian Hill on top 2-0 on ICRC-TV.
All right, our first item of business is a presentation, which is a swearing in of a new officer.
A Frise-on Mare with Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas. Himself inside the 10. Touchdown, Marymount.
From the top of the key, Anna Habra ties the score.
Welcome back to this game between Indian Hill and Harrison High School. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning now. Indian Hill puts one on the board in the top half of the frame to go up 2-0. But they will relieve Devlin Daniels of his duty for tonight. Noah Kaufman, the senior, will come in for the first time today. Pitched 8 innings so far this season, 8 strikeouts, posting a 6.125 ERA. Daniels in his time today had 4 strikeouts, allowed 2 hits. Great outing, but you saw last inning, started to look a little bit tired, slowed down the speed on a few of those pitches. And we'll see what Noah Kaufman can do now as Harrison does their best to battle back into this game with 3 more innings to do.
Now batting number 19, Max Webster.
And Max Webster now up for Harrison. Had the only hit off of Daniels in the second inning. Webster, the first Wildcat that will face Kaufman tonight. Kaufman delivers a ball in his first strike offering of the day. Preparing once again, throwing ball number 2 now to Max Webster, the junior third baseman. And he'll see that in high. 3-0 to start. Noah Kaufman yet to find the strike zone. Max Webster looking to reach for the second time today. Low, 4 pitches and 4 balls. Max Webster will reach. First walk of the day for Indian Hill. And Derek Sigler will be back up. He'll be followed by Mitchell Mercutio. And finding the strike zone now is Noah Kaufman, strike one on Sigler. That ball low into the dirt to even the count. Stigler, the junior, looking at a 1-1 count. And that is low for ball number 2. This is the third game that Kaufman has pitched in this season. Great contact there by Stigler out into right field. And it will go foul. Once again, an even count at 2s. Kaufman throws way high. Stigler says hold, 3-2 now. A full count with 0 outs and a runner on first. That will be high again, second straight walk for Indian Hill.
Now batting number 1, Mitchell Mercurio.
And we'll see Mitchell Mercurio coming up again. Struck out the last time we saw him. He was a member of that third inning that saw all 3 get struck out by Devlin Daniels. And now we're hearing the Harrison dugout really come to life. Runners on first and second, no outs. Down 2. Noah Kaufman, first pitch, shows bunt. It's outside for ball 1. And they will have a meeting on the mound here with Noah Kaufman as Harrison really starting to get fired up. Just talking with the senior, getting him calmed down just a little bit. Kaufman has been in the lineup all day today thus far. We've seen him bat twice, flew out in the top of the second, and hit into a ground out to short here in the bottom of the 4th, top of the 4th. Conversation is over, however. Kaufman ready to return to play. Once again, 8 strikeouts on the season in his 8 innings pitched. Facing a 1-0 count on Mitchell Mercurio now. Once again, runners on first and second. That's low, bounces on the ground. Both runners advance and easily make it. Runners now on second and third. 2-0 count. Harrison's not getting any quieter. Kaufman looks back and delivers a strike, gets Mercurio to swing, and that silences the Wildcats for the moment. That was a short moment. Great pitch there, though, by Kaufman, looking to find his rhythm. That ball's popped up and foul over my head. Once again, honest, that hit the same spot as the last one that hit the curb did. Cool to watch, guys. Cool to watch. 2-2 count now on the senior Mitchell Mercurio. In a bit of a pickle. He misses him. Safe and scoring. As Max Webster gets around the catcher. In and home. That also allows Stigler to advance to third. Thought he was caught in a pickle there for a second. Great idea to run while the ball was in the air. It's a bit of a miscommunication by the Braves, and Harrison puts one on the board. That ball is hit, corralled and dropped at third base. That will be a base hit now.
Now batting number 22, Eli Kaufman.
And Mitchell Mercurio beating that out. Ducks on the pond now here in the bottom of the fifth. 0 out still. You just thought you had it at third, but not quite. Brain thinking a bit faster than the body. Kaufman now rounding out the lineup. That's low. Caught stealing and safe is Mercurio. Pitch just low. Really bold run there, but good slide to get your foot there before the ball. Ball hit up the third base line, just barely foul. We got our best dodgeball effort there from Stigler. Ball was lined right at him. See that again, great jump there. That puts us at a 1-1 count now for Kaufman. The 9 batter for Harrison. That's just outside, 2-1. And this is the offensive inning that Harrison has been looking for. Daniels really had them held at bay. Kaufman, ball popped up high. And run under, caught for the first out.
Now batting number 12, Tucker Ward.
Runners remain at second and third. We're back to Tucker Ward at the top. Ward yet to reach today. 0 for 2. Very productive player last season at a .458 average. Noah Kaufman with 1 down. Faces the top of this Harrison lineup for the first time tonight. And that's low for ball 1. We've seen Kaufman walk 2. They had that error at third. That'll be low for ball number 2. Not before forcing Eli Kaufman into that flyout. Two 2-0 count now to the leadoff batter. That ball is popped way high and under it at second for a quick second out there. Can Indian Hill leave 2 runners stranded? So we see David Baldock come back up here. Was caught stealing last inning after reaching on a hit. Two outs now, still up 1. And that pitch just outside. Good movement on it though from Kaufman. That ball low and into the dirt for ball 2. Another 2-0 count. Jude Baker on deck if we get past Baldock. That ball is hit foul. Ump yells 2-1. Kaufman now 2-1. 2 outs down in the inning. Gets a swing. He'll tie it 2-2. Get another great pitch there by Noah Kaufman. Baldock swings and misses. A rough start for Noah Kaufman, but he gets them out of it. Only one run put on the board by Harrison. And we just got a quick summary here. 2 walks. The wild pitch that allowed both runners to advance. And here's the pickoff situation that put the first run of the inning on the board for the Wildcats. The score from Max Webster makes this a 1-run game. We'll be back for the top of the 6th here on ICRC-TV.
All right, our first item of business is a presentation, which is a swearing in of a new officer.
A Frise-on Mare with Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas. Brings it himself inside the 10. Touchdown, Marymount.
From the top of the key, Anna Habra ties the score.
After an exciting bottom of the 5th inning for Harrison fans, the Wildcats find themselves down just 1 run here to the Indian Hill Braves. We'll see Xander Luce remain on the bump in the top of the 6th. We've seen him strike out 2 and walk 2 so far in the game. He'll look to continue what you could describe almost as dominance so far. He did allow that 1 run last inning, but besides the first inning and a second there in the 5th, he's been all but perfect. We'll start back up here with Brady Drost, as Ashton Graham was caught stealing to end the top of the 5th. He'll be low into the dirt for the first pitch to him in the top of the 6th. See Luce prepare for his second dealing. Hit hard through for a base hit. And a great start to the inning for Indian Hill. Up now here, Max Hardy. Seen him strike out and pop out. Luce has allowed 3 hits now, and the last is that he will hold as show bunt. But Luce has allowed 3 hits now in his last 2 innings of work. Hardy facing the 1-0 count. And they will attempt to pick off Drost. If you remember how Indian Hill was able to score last inning, Daniels had that single, as they will fake the pickoff again. Daniels had the single, stole second, and then forced Luce into the balk, ultimately allowing Hartman to hit him home. Luce with a 2-0 count. Bunt showed again. That one in for strike 1, however. One-two count. Hit on a low pitch that will roll and bounce through for another base hit for Indian Hill. Back-to-back singles for the Braves. We'll get another look at it. Swung nice and low and just rolled to where there was nobody. And it looks like that might be all for Xander Luce on the day. Very respectable performance from him. We'll see what happens with this meeting here. Doesn't look like there's any sign of a new pitcher coming yet. Well, Wildcats may give him just few more opportunities. Indian Hill on top 2-1 in this game so far. Find ourselves in the top of the 6th inning. Very exciting game by all accounts, especially top of the 1st, bottom of the 5th is where most of the action came from. So far, some fist bumps on the mound, and they'll leave him up on the bump. Xander Luce will get another chance. We got runners on 1st and 2nd here, no outs. The senior out on there trying to bring this game home. Give his school a chance to just put 2 more runs on the board. Bunt is showed pulled, doesn't matter, as a strike will be called. Oh, 1 count now. As Derek Z lays down the bunt. Stays fair, it does. Does he beat it out? He does, and safe at 3rd. Great bunt laid down there by Z. He's batting for Noah Kaufman. Bases juiced now for Indian Hill. No outs, top of the 6th. Andrew Kopfer watches one go outside. We got an ump getting nice up close and personal now with Luce. Ball smacked through for a base hit. 1 Brave scores. 2 Brave scores. And they will hold up. Great 2 RBI shot there from Kopfer. Brady Drost and Max Hardy make their way home. Runners remain now at 1st and 2nd again. Ben Sitchell up. Pulls for strike 1. The Braves on top 4-1 now. Luce checking on Z. Bunt showed, put down, hits him. It's a foul ball. Maybe lucky for Sitchell that that was called foul, because where that was spotted, he was not going to make it very far. Facing an 0-2 count now. We'll see if Sitchell offers another bunt attempt. He doesn't. Swings, hits. Straight to second base. Does he beat out the first pitch? He does not. He'll be out at first base. Good play there from Stigler. First out of the inning now. We'll get another look at that. Hits, runs, just not a whole lot on it. And we've got a player down behind first base, so take a little second here. It looks like it is Sitchell. We'll see a little bit why he's hurt. Reached the bag at the same time as the foot. Maybe a bit of a twisted ankle situation here. You never like to see that. Hope give him a second, at least maybe he could walk it off. But he's down, giving Xander Luce some extra time to work. Applause lets you hear. Sitchell is up, moving off the field. Walking on his own, very good to see. One out down here in the top of the 6th. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. What a close play that ended up being. Feet reached at almost the exact same time. Aiden Kincaid up again now, had a single in the top of the 5th. Ball hits the catcher right in the chest. He's going to take a breather himself. Time called by the ump. Just go right away from the glove there into the delicate part of the padding. We'll see a mound visit here as Kincaid will reach. And Xander Luce gets a round of applause as he heads off. We will go to a break while we wait for the next Wildcat to come up onto the bump. You're watching ICRC-TV.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
Well, for the first time this evening, we'll have a new Wildcat on the mound. That's senior Preston Flick. Xander Luce made it through 6.1, and that will be all he has today. Flick finds himself in a tough position. Wildcats now down 3. Bases juiced. Devlin Daniels coming up to bat. Daniels has technically reached all 3 times he's been up today, one of which was a fielder's choice, but I'll give it to him. Daniels looks to stay hot and put this one out of range for the Wildcats. So we have just 2 more innings to play. Devlin Daniels, great pitching today, great hitting all around. Stellar performance from him thus far. So Flick is ready to give us his first taste of the day. Ball hit hard to third base. Got 1, got 2. Preston Flick throws 1 pitch, puts down 2 Braves, and gets Harrison out of the inning. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th. Indian Hill up 4-1 on ICRC-TV.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
we'll see another new pitcher on the mound here in the bottom of the 6th. That is junior Griffin Adams for the Braves, coming in for Noah Kaufman, who took over the top of the 5th, or the bottom of the 5th there, I apologize. Adams this season has appeared twice, 10 innings worth of play. He's 2-0 with 10 strikeouts and a 1.4 ERA as he looks to put away the Harrison Wildcats. Indian Hill, a really productive offensive inning in the top half of the frame, puts 2 more on the board to go up the 3-1s. They've been up just 1 almost the entire game here, as we'll see Drew Baker give his best attempt as he leads off the inning for the Wildcats. Last time we saw Baker, he was hit by a pitch, flew out in the bottom of the 1st as well. We'll have a quick little meeting with Adams as his teammates wish him good luck. And Drew Baker prepares to begin this comeback. Griffin Adams prepares for his throw, not before Drew Baker calls some time. I think he called time to make sure his walk-up song came on in time. That's awesome. Adams throws, first pitch. Gets Baker swinging, strike 1. Second offering from Adams, hit hard and foul, strike number 2. Oh-2 count now for Baker. Fouled off again. Will stay alive. 3 pitches, 3 strikes so far for the junior Griffin Adams. Still facing an 0-2 here, bottom of the 6th, no outs. Ooh, nailed in the shoulder. Baker hit by pitch for the 2nd time today. We'll get another look at that here, just right in the shoulder there, you see it. Poor kid will be bruised tomorrow. Kyle Davidson up now after him. Adams' great 0-2 start ends with a hit by pitch in his first at-bat of the day. Will now battle Kyle Davidson for the first time. And this Harrison team, at the very least, is getting loud for their batters in the last 2 innings. Adams checks first. Raises delivered. That's fouled high up and out of play. Bounces right out behind me for strike 1. Oh, 1 count now once again for Griffin Adams, this time against Kyle Davidson. That ball is high for ball 1. I'm really enjoying the dugout right now for the Harrison Wildcats. Getting rowdy, just trying to throw off the Braves pitchers. Pickoff attempt, no good. Safely back is Drew Baker. And if I could offer a word of advice to Griffin Adams, don't play this game with Drew Baker. Devlin Daniels did that about 5 times in the bottom of the 4th. The ball's hit up high and foul again. You see, that ball is about as inside on the bat as it can be. Real close there. He's going to try to pick off Drew Baker again. I'm telling you, just knock it off. 1-2 count on Kyle Davidson. Checks on Baker again, loads. Delivers high for the second ball. Two-two count here, no outs in the bottom of the sixth. Runner on first for the Wildcats, needing 3 runs to stay in this thing heading into next inning. Two-two count outside. And we got a full count. Low for ball number 4. First walk for Griffin Adams. 2 Wildcats on base. A bit frustrated, and we'll have a mound visit. Early on here in the bottom of the 6th, no outs away yet. We've got runners on first and second. Adams started real hot, hit Drew Baker with that pitch, and then it's been a bit all over the box since. See what I'm talking about is both teams have a meeting. Harrison finding their offensive stride late in this game. If it wasn't for that explosive top half of the inning, we'd be looking at a much closer battle in the moment. Not a very long visit there. Adams going to take a deep breath. Facing Cameron Enneking next. We've seen Enneking twice today. He's 0 for 2, struck out once. Right back to the 0-0-0s from the Wildcats dugout. That pitch low and in the dirt again. Both Wildcats stay. Adams versus Enneking, pitch number 2. Is hit hard by Enneking and inevitably foul. 1-1. Here, no outs away, bottom of the 6th inning. Wildcats down 3. Adams delivers high for ball number 2. Two-one count now again. Adams 10 strikeouts on the season, yet to see one so far. And that's high for ball number 3. 3-1 count. Adams needs to battle out of this to prevent a bases loaded situation for a Harrison offense. Max Webster up to bat next. Ball hit hard. Out right field, over his head. Bounces off the fence. Where will they get in time? A safe double and 2 runners score. Harrison makes this thing a 1-run ball game. Huge double from Cameron Enneking. Way out there at the wall. The dugout loves it. And what a turn of events here at the end of the game. Harrison's offense coming alive. Baker and Davidson both score. Adams remains out there, centers himself, deep breath. Enneking in scoring position after that big hit as well. And Webster was the Wildcat that put the run on the board last inning as well to get this all started. Still no outs in the bottom of the 6th. Ball is low. Adams checks, second pitch, outside. 2-0 count here. We have an arm getting loose in the bullpen right now for the Braves. From where I'm sitting, it looks like Aiden Kincaid. Hit hard over the head of Daniels. Coming home, and Enneking stays, Enneking stays. Great throw from center field to keep Enneking in his place. Ducks on the pond again. And we certainly have a ball game now. No outs, 2 runners on. Derek Stigler reached on a walk last inning. Stigler stares down Adams. No outs. Griffin Adams prepares, loads. Checks on both, doesn't throw. Slight leads for both runners. Ball just above the zone for ball number 1. Stigler up 1-0 in the count. Adams fakes on both again. Excitement in the air. 4-3 game. 1-0. No outs in the bottom of the 6th. Hit. Popped up high. And an easy out there caught by Daniels. For the first out of the inning, both runners stay in place.
Now batting number 3, Ryan Stigler.
And taking the spot of Mercurio in that 8th spot, Ryan Stigler will now be up to bat for the first time today. First time we will see Stigler bat. How does Griffin Adams respond? High and inside at the head of Ryan Stigler for ball 1. If you're Adams, it feels you just need to get it in play to one of your infielders. Popped up into the outfield, center fielder under it. Play complete, coming home, Enneking. Safe The game is tied. 4-4. Sack fly there from Ryan Stigler.
Now batting number 27, Cole Metzger.
Adams remains out there. Cole Metzger up for the first time today as well. Two outs here, bottom of the sixth. Runner on first. Tie game all of a sudden. And that's high for ball one. Check on first base. Safe with no problem. One-0 count. In, checks on first. Safe again, but 1-1 count now. Not the inning that Adams was looking for, just 2 strikes away from getting out of it. That's up high for a ball. Two, 1 count. Adams prepares. Throws, swings, and misses. 2-2. We're tied up. Two strikes, 2 outs. Ball game now tied. Adams outside. Full count. A chance to get out of it. Allow your offense to put the final touches on this thing. Runner on first, 2 outs, full count. Griffin Adams throws the ball. Cole Metzger fouls off. Tension is palpable out here right now. Late game comeback by the Harrison Wildcats. Griffin Adams delivers his pitch. Outside, walks Webster. And we have runners
Now batting number 12, Tucker Ward.
on first and second now. Back to the top of the order with Tucker Ward. Remember, Drew Baker led off the inning. We're 2 batters away from him coming back up, as that's in for strike 1. David Baldock on deck. Ball way in the dirt. No runners advance. Adams now down 2-0 in the count against the leadoff batter, Tucker Ward. In the dirt again for ball 3. Indian Hill needing just 1 out to get out of the bottom of the 6th. He delivers in for strike 1. Ward up 3-1 in this count. Runner on first and second. Swings, tips, misses, and Adams gets out of it. But not before the Harrison Wildcats tie up this ball game. We see the shot that brought 2 home. And we're heading to the top of the 7th, 4-4. We'll be back on ICRC-TV. At this point in the game a couple innings ago, we'd be knotted up at 4s, but here we are after a huge offensive inning from both teams. And Harrison closing the gap on this one. Preston Flick ready to begin his real first full inning of the night after quickly coming in and putting an end to the top of the 6th inning. We'll see which team can break the tie here or if we head into extra innings. Here we are, Preston Flick facing his first batter of the day, Dylan Hartman. And that is low for ball number 1. Hartman, up to this point in the day, was walked once, otherwise is 0 for 1, now faces a 2-0 count. Hartman up 2-0 here in the top of the 7th inning. Flick hits swing there. Good swing by Hartman, but that will go foul up the 3rd baseline. Flick, a left-handed pitcher, going against the righty batter. Now with the 2-1 count. Outside 3-1. Hartman up 3-1 in the count. Room to work. High, and he's walked to begin the inning. He'll be followed up by Ashton Graham. Then Brady Tross behind him. Four here. Flick watches Hartman. Throws into the dirt off the chest plate of the catcher, and an easy steal for Dylan Hartman off the wild pitch. Graham up there right now with the 1-0 count. Runner in scoring position all of a sudden. Ball is high again, 2-0. Flick delivers in that time for strike 1. Flick watches Hartman. Graham's going to show bunt. Leaves it 2, fouls it off. Count knotted up at 2s. Good job here out of Preston Flick to work his way out of the 2-0 count. So again, just make sure Hartman's not going anywhere. Hit hard and foul. We'll stay here for another. Graham prepares, got a .385 average on the season. Hitless today. Hits it straight to third. And error made, coming home and scoring. Indian Hill, Dylan Hartman gets home. Puts the Braves up 5-4. Ashton Graham's going to make it all the way to second. Let's see it over here, what happened. Catch decision was made, just not caught there by the first baseman. Rough throw, rough catch. And Indian Hill now up by 1. Gonna leave Flick out there. Ashton Graham now on second. Brady Drost up now once again. Good hit ball into center field, caught for the first out of the inning. Crowd quieted down a little bit here. See how they come back alive when Harrison is on the offensive side of the ball. Max Hardy up now for the 4th time. Scored the last time we saw him. That's in there right down the middle for strike 1. Flick checks on second and Ashton Gardner. Delivers high and outside there for a 1-1 count. Graham takes his lead off second. That ball is in there for strike 2. Great spot there from Preston Flick. Finds himself up now 2-1 in the count here. Top of the 7th, 1 out down. Swing and a miss. Preston Flick gets him. 1 away from sending this to the bottom of the 7th. Giving the bats a chance to end this thing. Derek Z back up. We saw him lay down a bunt last inning when he subbed in, and we got a strike again. Z coming in for Noah Kaufman, who was subbed in to pitch in the bottom of the 6th. Good contact from Z. Right to first base, a little trouble handling it, but no trouble getting him out. Harrison allows 1 to come in. Indian Hill up 5-4 as we head to bottom of the 1st on ICRC-TV.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
All right, our first item of business is a presentation, which is a swearing in of a new officer.
A Frisson Mayor with Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas. Himself inside the 10. Touchdown, Marymount.
From the top of the key, Anna Harbor ties the score.
Here we are now in the bottom of the 7th inning. Indian Hill puts themselves back on top in the top half of this frame. We'll see what the Harrison Bats can do. Try and extend this game or walk it off here at home. It is Aiden Kincaid subbing on to the bump for the Braves. We saw him playing infield for the majority of this game out at third base. He will come in here to close out the 7th inning and hopefully close out the Wildcats. As far as Harrison goes, we're going to pick up at the second batter in the order, David Baldock. He is 1 for 3 on the day. We'll meet with Kincaid first, and then we'll be underway. It's been 3 pitchers in 3 innings since they've subbed out Devlin Daniels. Is Indian Hill. Both Noah Kaufman and Griffin Adams sort of struggled to find the strike zone here. We'll see if Aiden Kincaid has a similar problem. Kincaid tucks his jersey in. He's a man of rules before he delivers his first pitch to David Baldock. Just high and outside for ball number 1. Kincaid, second pitch. Outside again. For strike, or for ball number 2. Hit high out into left field. And good catch out there by the Braves. A lot of power behind that ball from Baldock. And here you see just great hustle, great effort, great slide to put down the first Wildcat of the inning. Drew Baker back up, led off last inning, which really got this whole offensive burst started. Good hit by him out into center field. That drops the dive. No one's there to get it. He'll easily get to second, and he's going to go 3. A stand-up triple for Drew Baker. What a play, 1 out down. We'll see this again. Great contact, but the beauty of it is right in front of a diving center fielder. No one's there to corral it. He didn't even think about stopping it too. Davidson back up now. Aiden Kincaid has a Wildcat on third base, 1 out down here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch to Richardson, popped up foul. And that will be taken as strike number 1. Davidson 0 for 2 with a walk today. Another popped up foul. And didn't see where that one landed, but out of play, I believe. 0-2 count now. Kincaid, and it's not a terrible spot, but it's not where you want to be. With the 0-2, 1 pitch away. Gets him, swings, and misses. 2 down. Braves up 1, another look at that pitch there from Aiden Kincaid. Kincaid subbing in for this inning. We'll have a mound visit. Just try to get his head right as they are up 1. Runner on third. 2 outs down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A base hit will tie it. Anything else essentially can win the game for you if you're the Braves. Heads up play by the team controlling the music here to play the Jeopardy thinking music. I believe they were told to cut it off. Anywho, we're back. Kincaid now. Facing off against Cameron Enneking. Enneking also scored last inning. He's got Max Webster behind him. Kincaid, first pitch. Outside, ball 1. Flyout, triple, strikeout has been the order of this inning for the Wildcats. Hit down the line, but foul, strike 1. One and one count here to Enneking. Enneking 1 for 3. In for strike number 2. 1 and 2 count now. Kincaid 1 strike away from holding on here, saving the game. 1 and 2 on Cameron Baker. Hit out far. It drops. Scoring is Drew Baker. Tied at 5. Enneking signals, hits a double to keep these Wildcats alive. Hype coming out of the Wildcats dugout. Max Webster up again. He's made it to second at least in his last 2 appearances, both of which were the 5th and 6th inning. Kincaid, 2 outs. There's a runner in scoring position. Hit, caught, and Kincaid will just take it himself. We're going to extras. 5-5 after the huge hits from Drew Baker and Cameron Enneking. We'll be back for the top of the 8th on ICRC-TV.
First item of business is a presentation, which is a swearing in of a new officer.
A Frisson Mayor with Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas. Himself inside the 10. Touchdown, Marymount.
From the top of the key, Anna Harbor ties the score.
Welcome back, everyone, to some extra baseball. Here's that game-tying triple from Drew Baker. Put him on third, and Cameron Enneking blasts that double, brings the run home, and sends us here now 9 hits for Indian Hill, 7 for Harrison, as what was kind of a pitching masterclass in the first 4 has now become an offensive slugfest in 5, 6, and 7. Preston Flick is going to remain out there on the mound as we head into inning number 8. We are on game time, 2 hours and 8 minutes now. Indian Hill still talking it over in the dugout, not sending anyone over yet. If everything holds, I believe our next batter should be Andrew Kopfer. Flick appears ready. And it is Kopfer coming up to bat again. He'll be followed by Ben Sitchell and whoever they sub in for, Aiden Kincaid. game didn't look like we'd be at 5-5 at all. We were 1-0 through 4, and everything was busted open in the 5th. Kopfer is 2 for 3 so far today. Popped up high, it's foul. Ump in the way, and it doesn't matter, it is out of play. Strike 1 now on Kopfer. Flick in now for his, what he hopes to be his second full inning. Came in with 1 out left in the top of the 6th. Outside for the 1-1. Preston Flick delivers in, strike 2. Still here now, 1-2 count. Low for ball number 2. That one's way outside in the dirt. Kopfer settles himself down. Flick prepares for his 2-2 offering. And that is high and outside. Full count now at the beginning of extras. In, outside, walked. Kopfer will reach again. Get another look on that just outside for ball number 4. Ben Sitchell now up. Sitchell over 3. Hit straight to the pitcher. Out at second. Not out at first, play not made. But 1 down here. Way to cut the guy at 2. Sitchell will reach on the fielder's choice. And Kincaid will remain batting in that 9 slot. Up high for ball 1. First time today that Sitchell has reached base. It's outside for ball 2. Preston Flick with 1 out now, working on a 2-0 count. Tie game still in the top of the 8th. One high and inside, ball 3. .30 count now. Runner on first. Flick selects the pitch. And throws high, walks a second straight. Runners on first and second. And we'll have a meeting on the mound here for Preston Flick. See what ends up happening here. Looks to be just a routine visit thus far. We saw them do this with Xander Luce earlier in the game, left him in for a few more outs, but that ended up not being the correct choice. That's when they gave up 2. See if this decision differs at all. Runners on both first and second right now, Ben Sigil and Aiden Kincaid. We're going to leave Flick out there. 2 on, 1 out, top of the 8th. Back to the top, Devlin Daniels. And a strike thrown after the visit. Something went right. Daniels 1 for 3 with a hit by pitch. It's fouled off. Oh, 2 count here, 1 out down. Flick will check on second. 0-2 offering. Holds. That's a ball. He really did think about it. Check another. Wanted to go. Barely holds on it. 1-2. Time called. Daniels had the leadoff hit in the top of the first. We'll see that one past him for ball 2. 2-2 count here. 1 out, top of the 8th. Flick looks back at second. Swing and a miss. Got him. Both runners stay. 2 outs down. What a pitch from Preston Flick. Two runners down. Dylan Hartman. Back up now. The run that scored, that's in the dirt. The run that scored to put him up in the top of the 7th was Hartman. They do have a runner in scoring position, 2 outs down. Flick. Hit by Hartman. And an easy out. 2 got on, none get in. Harrison heads to the bottom of the 8th with a chance to walk it off. You're watching ICRC-TV.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love. Love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
See it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
left field.
Welcome to another edition of What's Going Down the Dale.
Welcome. You're listening to the Human Resource.
Yeah, well, does he fight?
Welcome back here to the bottom of the 8th inning. All tied up still at 5s in this first extra inning. The Wildcats with a chance to walk it off here. Derek Stigler will lead off for them. He watches a strike go past for his first pitch of the inning. Stigler batting in that 7th slot all game today. 0 for 2 with a walk. Fouls that off. Make that 0 for 2 count as well. And I don't know how much you can attribute to this, but since the Wildcats dugout has started getting loud during their guys' at-bats, ball hit hard, third base, and caught for the first out of the inning. Since they've begun to get loud during their teammates' at-bats, that's when the offense has really started to come alive for them. Mitchell Mercurio back up now. Struck out today and reached on an error. Kincaid throws, lined out to center, drops for a base hit. Mercurio starts the action in the bottom of the 8th. Eli Kaufman walks out to My Way by Fetty Wap. That's my kind of player. 1 out for the Wildcats in the bottom of the 8th. Kaufman reached on a walk, the bottom of the 6th. Hard hit ball out to right field. Drops in for an easy second out.
Now batting number 12, Tucker Ward.
Coming back up now for the 5th time today, Tucker Ward, as we return to the top of the order. Ward is 0 for 4, struck out twice. Kincaid been very, very solid so far in the bottom of the 8th. We'll see if this continues. Wildcats chance to walk it off. Hit. Doesn't get past second. And that's a quick 3 outs for the Braves. We'll see you at the top of the 9th on ICRC-TV.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
Welcome back as we head to the top of the 9th inning. I mean, who doesn't like extra baseballs? We got the flag blowing in the wind. Just a beautiful day to be out here. Where else would you rather be? Indian Hill beginning their campaign at the top of the 9th to try and end this game against the Harrison Wildcats. leaving Preston Flick on the bump here at the top of the ninth after he was visited in the middle of the 8th inning. Ashton Graham will lead off for us here. Graham is 2 for 3 with a walk. Hit up high and foul. The catch was made. Graham sees one pitch and is out. Brady Drost coming in now for the 5th time, similar to Graham. Drost 1 for 4. Flick pitching much better since that mound visit. And that's in there for strike 1 on Brady Drost. Crowd very much still in this game. Foul tip from Drost. 0-2 count here in the top of the 9th, 1 down. Drost prepares to see this 0-2 pitch. What does Preston Flick have for him? A strikeout is what he's got. 2 down. The tag for good measures. The ball slips from the glove. Max Hardy up now with 2 down in the top of the 9th. Preston Flick has looked great so far in this side. Shows bunt, pulls it for ball 1. Swings and misses, 1-1. Flick finding his rhythm. The 1-1 pitch. In there for strike 2. Nicks the top of the zone. 1-2 count on Max Hardy. Preston Flick has already put away 2. Can he do 3? High and outside. 2-2. Hardy once again 1 for 4 today. Struck out twice. He holds full count. Preston Flick 1 pitch away from getting out of the 9th, giving the Wildcats another walk-off opportunity. Hardy is going to take his time. Flick analyzes, throws. Solid contact made. But David Robinson, or Kyle Davidson, I apologize, is there for the out. That's it for the top of the 9th. Harrison, another chance to close this thing out when we get back on ICRC-TV.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our every day.
I'm Chris Jakomick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakomick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
Our first item of business is a presentation, which is a swearing in of a new officer.
A Frise Mayor with Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas. Brings it himself inside the 10. Touchdown, Marymount.
From the top of the key, Anna Habra ties the score.
And we are back now, bottom of the 9th. Aiden Kincaid stays up there as we see David Baldock return. Baldock led off in the bottom of the 7th when the Wildcats put a run on the board. We'll see what happens here. Baldock is 1 for 4. He sees one go low past his feet for ball number 1. Kincaid has been very solid in his 2 innings thus far. Up high for the ball. They say he stayed. Real close there. That's in there. 4 strike 1. 2-1 count in the bottom of the 9th. Harrison, all the opportunity in the world to put this game to bed. Kincaid throws, it's popped. And that is out and foul, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Kincaid yet to walk anybody, has a strikeout. 1 run allowed. Good hit, ground ball, caught and out. Quick out there. Hits it on the ground, gets it off the bounce. And Drew Baker comes up for the first time since he hit that stand-up triple. It's the reason why we're here right now still. One out down here, no runners on, bottom of the 9th. Baker watches one fly past his face. Kincaid prepares, delivers. That's high and inside, ball 2. Baker is 2 for 3 today. That's low, ball 3. 3-0, he's got the ability to just swing on this thing if he wants it. Takes a strike inside. 3-1. Baker has not struck out or been walked today. I correct myself, he has been walked. It just happened. First walk thrown by Kincaid. First walk taken by Baker. Good dodge there, and he'll advance to first base. Kyle Davidson up now again. Davidson is 0 for 3 with a walk. Kincaid faces him for the second time. Attempts to pick off Baker. What is it with the Braves pitchers and picking off Drew Baker? It's not going to happen. Kincaid checks again. Delivers hit and fouled. We will take an 0-1 lead in the count against Kyle Davidson. Struck him out the last time you saw him in the bottom of the 7th. Some time here for the two to collect themselves. High and in to the shoulder blade of Kyle Davidson. We'll have runners on first and second.
Now batting number 0, Cameron Enneking.
Enneking now up to the plate. Last time he had a runner in scoring position, he smashed a double and brought him home. Can he do that again in walk-off fashion in the bottom of the ninth? Bottom of the ninth, more MLB-like feel. Maybe he'll try to swing harder. We'll see. Kincaid's first pitch is swung on and fouled. 0-1 here. Drew Baker, untucked jersey. Kincaid's next offering, high and outside, 1-1. That one's low again. Both runners stay. 2-1 count. Still just one out down. Two and 4 today is Cameron Enneking. He sees another pitch, swings and misses. 2-2 count. Kincaid close now to retiring Enneking. Low into the dirt. We'll see another full count. Three and 2 we sit. Runners on first and second. One out down in the bottom of the ninth. One RBI knocked in already. Actually, make that 3 RBIs knocked in by Cameron Baker today. Cameron Enneking. I apologize. Time will be taken. Kincaid nods. He's ready. Full count. Shot by Enneking. Down! He does it again. RBI 4. RBI 5. And that will do it. Cameron Enneking walks it off here at Harrison High School. Indian Hill on top all game. They bring the water splash. What a win. 7-5 is your final score here at Harrison High School. What a battle from these players. It's been a pleasure being with you here tonight. We hope everyone enjoyed themselves, and we'll see you again the next time we can. Everyone have a safe and healthy week. We'll see you next time on ICRC-TV.